ならいいけど、そう、美少女ゲーてか神ゲーなんつって、ほら。
I swore to myself. I fucking swore to myself that I would never fall in love with an anime girl ever again. God damn it, Japan! Every single time I want to walk out of this shit, y'all motherfuckers in your borderline sweatshop, borderline slave labor using studios concoct something even better to make me come back. Well, boys, looks like it's time for me to simp.
待ってない。ちょっとごめん。どうしていいかわかんないんだけど。
That's right. Welcome to another anime review. This time, it's the My Dress Up Darling, or Sono Biscuitdoll ni Koi wa Suru, or also known as The Best Girl Ever, the anime. Alright, this is the newest anime to take this feeble weeb world by storm. And by storm, I mean a full-on fucking typhoon. Because this shit popped off and has overtook even the most hyped up show right now, Attack on Titan Season 4. I bet the most hardcore fans of Attack on Titan are punching in the air right now. Like, how could this slice of life romance anime take over Attack on Titan, the greatest show ever made, reduced to cinders by this fucking weeb bait trash? Well, what's so good about the show? Well, let me elaborate. It can all be explained in just one word. Mari. Yes, this blonde little Gyaru girl with her bright pink alluring eyes that are just filled with life is the reason that the show is so popular. And she is also the bane of my fucking existence. See, Marin is this fucking hottie. She's this supreme tier, triple S fucking Madonna of waifus. The plans could have been not more perfectly aligned when she was but a simple inkling in the author's mind. I mean, just look at her. Oh no, I'm on the FBI watch list again. But what makes her one of the finest class of anime girls is not just her looks, but her personality as well. Which is just perfect. Not falling into one of the dairy types, she's a rather rare breed in anime, meaning she actually has a personality, and not the same cookie-cutter anime girls we have been through heaven and hell with. When an apparent cliche anime situation happens in the show, like the guy accidentally walking in on the girl changing dresses, she screams, "Baka!" and beats him, and sends him to the next dimension, and giving him so much brain damage that he spends his whole life in an asylum. And it only goes on to the same cycle of them getting into a misunderstanding and reconciling a few episodes later, only for the cycle to repeat. And instead of that, we actually get to see something different. We see that the girl actually uses her brain. What? Unspoken of. Blasphemous in the anime world.
Audible gasp.
Damn, like who would have known that an anime girl who acts with some sort of logical intelligence would get so popular? It's like the anime writers finally figured out, hey, how about we don't physically abuse the protagonist? Might not be the brightest idea, but who knows? Could work out. Jim, that's an excellent idea. Here's the keys to my house. Go fuck my wife. She's a very outspoken, easygoing, and open-minded person. She's easily approachable and not one to judge others. I bet most people were flabbergasted. I mean, combine that personality with her good looks and bam, you've got a hit show. But little did you know, I was a manga reader this entire time. Okay, not really, but I actually started reading the manga when it was just starting out. And then I knew, right then and there, that if this ever got an anime adaptation, its popularity would go through the fucking roof. But like most manga, I read a bit and then completely forget about reading it. Fast forward a couple years later, and look, lo and behold, I was right. My Dress Up Darling has taken over the world. With her bright and magnetic personality combined with her gorgeous looks, Mari now reigns supreme over us mortal weebs. Honestly, with how good of a waifu she is, it's enough to make anybody to fall in love. Wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be simping for 2D women. I'm supposed to be Sigma male. I was inaugurated to the Sigma Male Society by Patrick Bateman himself. I vowed to him that I would do anything in my power. That I would do anything to be on that Sigma male grind set and rise to the upper echelons of modern society and rule it with an iron fist. Why do you willingly put yourself through all this hassle? Seems like a waste of time, he asked. Because I want to fit in, I said. And now, I have failed him. Wait, why are you here? I told you to never associate yourself with 2D women ever again. No, Patrick, I mean, no, you're a fucking piece of trash. No, Patrick, she caught me slipping. Try jerking off to underage girls now, you stupid fucking bastard. Okay, that was a stupid segment. Well, let's get back to the review. Now that I think about it, this video is just me talking about Marin. I haven't even got to talk about the show yet. So what is My Dress Up Darling about? Well, it's about this boy named Gojo. Okay, so this boy called Gojo Wakana, whose family business is in the deal of making Hina dolls. Gojo wants to become a professional craftsman in the art of making these dolls, but as a child, he gets shamed for it, because people think it's too girly for a boy to like these kinds of things. So as a result, Gojo slowly grows up to be a shy kid, closing himself off from other people. But that all changes one day, when he figures out that Marin Kitagawa, aka the hottest girl in the class, is actually a giant weeb and wants to do cosplay, but she's shit at making costumes. Gojo, who has a lot of experience in the art of making clothes, decides to help Marin in her pursuit of doing cosplay. Now, the core of the story revolves around Gojo breaking out of his shell. Due to his experiences, he has built a wall around himself and has become a quiet and timid person, and has issues with socializing with people. The series tries to break his trauma by just making him interact with Marin. You hear that, boys? Yes, by just interacting with this girl, it is enough to cure depression. That's right, boys, this show does what years worth of time and money spent on therapy never does. It actually cures depression. Damn it, why didn't you get this show earlier? You know why? Because I'm in fucking debt. And because I'm paying a fuck ton for therapy, which makes me even more broke, which ironically puts me into more depression. Okay, with my financial and mental crisis aside, let's talk about the plus points of the show. That being the main couple of the show, Gojo and Marin. The show presents us with a different story. Usually with a lot of rom-com anime, they progress slower than fucking molasses. Like, we have to settle down to watch a dozen episodes for them to have multiple misunderstandings, and wait for them to dilly-dally around to sort out their emotions, and finally build up the courage to say that they like them or some shit. Only for us to be cucked once again by some random character, or my favorite, Fireworks Kun. Then all the dominoes are all knocked over and we have to wait for 1,000 chapters later, so the tension builds up again. And when that doesn't work, add another character to this hot mess to make this shit even more confusing. I'm looking at you, Nisekoi. I get that this technique is used to keep the reader engaged, but most of the time, like, come on, son. But in this case, we get to witness something unique. We see a bit of a more realistic anime couple. There's a natural progression in the relationship. And as they communicate, they grow to become more open with each other. Each episode has been a banger. Like Gojo, we the audience are taken on a ride within each episode through the whimsical antics of Marin. No. Antics isn't the right word. Queen shit. That's right. Queen shit. Through Marin's queen shit, the main couple grows closer. Each episode is a joyride of wholesomeness, goofiness, and cuteness, with a dash of horniness on the side. Though the series is exaggerated to a certain extent, there are some moments in this anime that I would like to call the touch grass moments of anime. There are slight nuances to Marin's character, which sometimes reminds me of things a real person would do. To also mention the detailed animation Cloverworks Studios has put into the anime. Like, they gave Marin these slightly detailed moments in the anime that make her pop out even more. Some scenes are just mesmerizing to look at, even from a technical standpoint. And to also mention the voice acting, cause God, the show has some stellar voice acting. Now, I'm no voice acting expert or anything, but one of my favorite scenes is when Marin starts breaking down crying. And I swear, it was some of the most realistic crying I've ever heard in an anime. And it wasn't this fast breakdown into tears and loud wailing. It was more akin to a real person crying, like she was stuttering her words, and what she was trying to say wasn't coming out right due to the immense emotions she was feeling. And I think that is a very difficult feat to perform from an acting standpoint. Hina Sugita, the voice actress for Marin, deserves a medal of some sort. It all felt so real that even a jaded man like me wanted to break down crying. It got me like, alright. Who the fuck hurt her? Was it you? Was it you, Gojo? How about you catch these hands? Aside from the Japanese version, I've also heard good things about the English dub as well, and the few clips I've seen are pretty promising. Now, the series is pretty good, but I had initial worries when I started watching it. That being, how would it try to keep us interested with just these two characters? But they introduced side characters as well, and I guess. But this video can't be ended without talking about the last episode, which is absolutely godlike. Usually the episodes center around the characters discussing about cosplay, but the last episode just said, "Ayo, fuck all that for a minute. let's just vibe. The last episode just features our main characters just chilling it out and having a good old time on a New Year's Eve. It was a rather peaceful and cathartic episode to watch, as the main couple were just doing shit while they were just getting ready to go to a New Year's festival. And this time fireworks couldn't actually help to progress the development instead of destroying it. Yet another genius moment in this anime. And in the last moments, not spoiling anything, but I was like, let's go! To wrap it up, I think My Dress Up Darling is an excellent show with a well-developed main cast, and it's a breath of fresh air in the romance scene. If you liked shows like Horimiya and Komi-san, you'll probably like this show as well. And if you already watched the show, you'll most likely have added Marin to your bucket list of waifus like me. In fact, fuck it, saying Marin is my waifu doesn't justify how good she is. And I can't wait for the next episode to see more of her ante. I mean, queen shit. Well, until next time, goodbye.